for our dear viewers, mga kaibigan, huwag ko pong kakalimutan ang ating 800 dice worth of skin. Just follow these 3 simple steps. 1, like our page on the stream. 2, share the stream as well. And 3, tag 3 friends in the comment section with the hashtag LAWomanRising and exclamation point notify. Meron po rin kaming weekly giveaways, which is nag-post kami ng question last Monday. To join us, just follow these 3 simple steps. Leave the right answer in the comment box, hit the like button, and share the post. And may announce po kaming winner mamaya kasi Saturday na po. And syempre mga kaibigan, we would like to acknowledge our partners in making Liga Adarna possible. Liga Adarna Season 3 Woman Rising is co-presented by Smart Communications Incorporated, the Philippines' leading wireless provider, and it is powered by ePlayment Entertainment.
And so make the Ayan, we are starting to prepare ourselves for the draft, and like what we said, for both sides of our team, basically it's just more of a draft for NRX, but still that was actually a good game coming from them. So without further ado, let's head on now to our resident analyst, Miss Honeyglazee with the double E para sa ating drafting phase.
Yes, thank you, Saya. Again, guys, this is Honeyglazee with the double E back at you again for another draft in this series. Game number 2, will it be a clean sweep for Aguila Esports FE and NRX Amazon, or NRX Amazons, will they be able to get their reverse sweep up against Aguila Esports FE? NRX dito, they will be the ones banning out again the Selena Aguila Esports FE, pero siguro nakakakita tayo ng mirror bans from our game number 1. Pero let's see now here, basing onto the hero picks na nakita natin kanina for NRX. Sobrang confident na dito ng Aguila Esports na yes, let's still ban out the Matilda. Nakita naman natin na pwede nating i-outdraft dito ang NRX, but NRX here will be respecting the Benedetta from Aguila Esports, who gave us such a show for that first game ng second series natin up against Aguila Esports. Nakita kasi natin kanina na sa sobrang flexible kasi ng Benedetta, it might go onto the side lane or kaya maging core hero siya dito ng Aguila Esports, and nakita natin na nakapag-adjust agad yung Aguila Esports, getting that first priority pick. Then they utilize it so much more into the game, into the team fights, in which nakuha nila yung mga certain pick-offs, and let us see now kung paano na makakasagot dito for a game number 2 ang NRX Amazons. We have here Akicha still thinking kung sino ba yung kailangan nilang kuhanin as their first priority pick. They can get the Pakito, open na pa rin yan, since one of the heroes usually used here into our tournament is the Pakito. So we have a Predicti 101 for Honeyglazee the double, that is a Pakito already picked by the side of NRX Amazons. But for sure, Aguila Esports FE here might be also getting those 2 picks na kailangan nila on their team, either confidently get those 2 picks. Speaking of, they are confident enough to pick the Parsa immediately on their team. They might get also the Papalantupa on their team para ma-immobilize dito ang engages na pwedeng ang gawin dito ng isang Pakito. But no, they are still confident enough na yes, you may get the Pakito, pero hindi pa rin magpapatinag ang Aguila Esports FE. Hindi sila magka-counter picks up against sa Pakito. So, we have here Aguila Esports confidently enough getting those core damagers already on their team. That is a Roger together with the Parsa. Pero sabi naman dito ng NRX, kami naman ang paggamit ng isang Johead hovering onto our screens. Seeing na natin ngayon kung ilalock in nga ba nila ito together with the Granger, and yes, indeed they will. The Granger is always up against the Roger, especially yesterday when it comes to the matches of our 3 series yesterday. Nakita natin yung rivalry between these core heroes, pero for Aguila Esports FE to lock in a Lunox on their team, ang laki na kagad ng damage output nila. And this is a Lilia na hovering onto our skins, pero syempre Lunox pa rin naman ang kukuhanin dito ng Aguila Esports FE. Going into the bans naman dito ng Aguila Esports, they can ban out a side laner na nagkukulang pa, or kaya support mage once again for NRX na mapigilan or mapilitan pa silang gumamit pa ng Eve, since nakita nga nila yung advantage dito ng Aguila Esports up against the Eve. NRX Amazons were not able to use the full potential of the Eve from NRX, but this is a missing ban for Aguila Esports FE. Uy, mukhang binibigyan nila ng opportunity dito ang NRX. Kung sino man ang kuhanin nyo, kayang-kaya kaya namin i-counter out kaagad yan. But Popalan Kupa already out of our list since yun nga, pwede pa rin naman epekto ng Agila Esports since kulang pa sila ng tanky hero, ng support hero to use the utility set with those setups. But Agila Esports FE, another support on their team, or rather a support on their team will be the Rafaela, giving the vision with the first kill ng Rafaela dito. Syempre, nandun din yung slow, nandun din yung Holy Baptism to make a move up against NRX Amazons na hindi nila aasahan na bakit bigla silang nasan with the use of the Holy Baptism. But we have here NRX Amazons hovering onto our screens is a Kagura together with the Esmeralda. Let us see now kung ipipick pa nila ito, pero I think they will. Since Kagura very efficient enough to dive inside the feathered airstrike of the Parsa, hindi siya mapipigil ang kaagad dito ng isang Parsa. Since yun nga, focus ang Parsa dito with the use of the feathered airstrike, dealing na a lot of damage against Shady Meow, and especially dito si Isuna na potentially go in the clash with those flicker-ins and the ultimate. Pero Agila Esports FE, uy, kalmado, hovering onto our screens is a Khalid onto their side. This might be a support or a tanky Khalid on their team na pwede nga makapag-maintain ng mga side lanes and even give those setups up against NRX Amazons. I just say na very equal na yung ganitong klaseng setup between these two teams, and I may therefore conclude na medyo na outdraft lang yung game number 1 up against NRX Amazons. Pero let us see now kung ano ba ang masasabi ng casters natin about the draft, completing in the teams NRX Amazons and Agila Esports FE, Tofu, and Xeaora.
Thank you so much, Honeyglazee, for that drafting phase. And yes, the lineup here of the NRX Amazon, nag-stick na naman sila into a Granger, but with a different side laners. They go for the Esmeralda on the gold lane and Cho, actually Esmeralda pala sa XP, and Paquito on to the XP lane, mga kaibigan, no? And yeah, I guess may palag na ang NRX Amazon dito. Binago na nila ang kanilang arsenal. So, Miss Xeaora, let's see on how the teams go.
Of course, before we officially begin, knowledge possible league is leading wireless provider and is powered by ePlayment Entertainment. And speaking of power, mukhang magkakaroon tayo ng 3 lineup dito sa ating mid, trying to poke both sides of our team. So far, Izuna here getting stunned in with a lot of damage na nakukuha niya from Claire and Rozu.
Yes, and this Esmeralda, Miss Xeaora, no, na-counter agad with this Lunox from the Taro. So, meaning to say, ladies and gentlemen, medyo magiging maganda na naman yung composition ng Agila FE, knowing they have the Khaled to counter out the Paquito, and they have they have the Lunox to counter out the Esmeralda, and they also have this Farsa para hindi lang din naman makapasok etong ating Johead, and same as Astera Cutie on their setups.
But again, gaya nga nasabi ng ating analyst, and of course, sinabi mo din, Tofu, no? So since this is a matchup na talagang patay na in comparison with our game number 1, I think both of our teams are still focusing on getting resources muna bago talaga sila mag-engage. Kasi syempre gugustuhin mo nga naman sumabak sa labanan ng kumpleto ang skill sets mo, and that is basically the jobs of both sides. And in terms of the map positions, nakikita natin lamang ang tao ng ating red team doon sa ating itaas, totally cornering out Esmeralda. But at the same time, ganoon din nangyari dito with Paquito with that first blood, which is brought to you by ePlayment Wallet, your digital wallet. Yun.
Grabe naman. And now, the turtle is now up, ladies and gentlemen. And possibly, pwede pa itong makakontest kasi kumpleto pa yung members ng Agila FE and NRX Amazon. Same as NRX Amazon pala, Miss Xeaora, no? 2 minutes mark into our game clock. We have a 1 kill deficit against Agila FE.
Okay, so they are going in so early with the turtle here. Pero titignan natin ang posisyon, no? NRX a bit of scattered, but they can go in for the turn. But of course, the Granger will be securing that. In fact, so tignan natin kung ano response with Esmeralda here taking down 1 from the members. And that at least that could have given them some consolation. Pero still, the objective goes to NRX. But tignan mo naman dito ang reply. Isn't here with declining health. Still manages to be taken down by the Rafaela rat.
Medyo lang siya, medyo asim plays lang yung ginawa doon ni Isuna. But yes, medyo delikado yung naging ginagawa ng NRX Amazon kasi nanggigigil sila, Bisaya, and nakikita natin yon sa gameplay nila. Yes, they want to burst Ash as soon as possible, same as Taro and same as Khaled on the other hand. So meaning to say, Ate Seiya, I think this is the time for the team NRX Amazon kasi lamang na sila dito sa ating splash damage, AoE damage with the Pakito, the knock-ups, the crowd control, and same as the Esmeralda. So I think ang nostra ko dito, Miss Seiya, medyo medyo NRX Amazon na. Ikaw ba?
This is quite interesting, ano? Pero titignan natin. Because we do look at this, Roger here just basically being an onslaught, taking down Shady Meow na that basically a preferred target to be in here. So ayoko pang both of our members kasi medyo pantay nga naman, but looks like we do see na eject dito si Claire into the turret here, successfully being taken down by Isa na finally. So yun nga, nababanggit natin dito, we are starting to see some shade of light dito sa NRX, onting-onting bumabawi sa nilang pagkatalo sa game number 1.
Yes, and meaning to say, ladies and gentlemen, NRX Amazon, baka nga download game or loading game lang yung nangyari kanina dito, but 10 seconds before the Lord officially respawn. And now the teams, pantay na pantay pala yung ang ating goal dito. Meanwhile, si Khaled going for the BOD agad. And yung Roger naman natin, I think isang Raptor Machete and magpo-proceed na siya into a Wind Talker. But both of the teams, Bisaya, are now positioning into the turtle pit, and I think mag-initiate na sila sa may mid lane.
In comparison with our game number 1, both of our teams talagang aggressive na. Up sa ating NRX, but still, I think that basically to taunt the members of Aguila to respond para ma-corner nila. But look at this though, NRX trying to get the turtle, secured it, pero makaka-reply naman ng NRX dito with the ejection coming in, but the Lunox still gets it out of hand, so trades are coming in across the board, but still double kill for the side of Taro.
Yes, and now
hindi pa tapos
yung overturn, killing yung ating Rafaela that time, ladies and gentlemen. Kung nandun siguro si Asteria Cutie sa may team fight at na-execute niya yung kanyang yun yung overturn, siguro mas maka-counter punch nila yung initiation na ginawa ng Aguila FE doon or ng NRX Amazon pala.
And I think NRX here, nakikita naman natin na starting in ground. It's happens count na nangyayari that Aguila is really strong. Just go. Nakikita natin na-outnumber si Khalid doon, pero hindi nakapag-responde si Rozu and si Ash. Basically kasi medyo malayo sila from the vicinity. So right now, they are going to go back and try to get as much as resources as possible. Kasi syempre gusto din naman nilang bawiin ang nawala sa kanila.
Pero may nabigyan lang din naman, yun nga, gaya na sabi mo, si Insane sa may bot lane. But looking at the minimap right there, ladies and gentlemen, sa may top lane, nakakuha lang naman si Akicha and si Shady Meow Meow. And Akicha right here, nag-go na siya into a Raptor Machete and yung kanyang second core item na. So mapapabilis na yung cooldown and same as the burst damage na meron siya dito. Meanwhile, the Roger sa kabila, wala pa siyang Wind Talker as of now. So medyo may hirapan lang din naman sila. Akicha with that killing spree.
Roger going in as well as Isa na here being aggressive despite going into the turret range. So ito yung maganda na nakita natin sa NRX, no? They're starting to engage into skirmish fights at kung may nakikita silang mag-isa, hindi nila hinehesitate na talagang pasukin to. So we do see now Aguila being the slightly passive side here as we now are witnessing NRX being objective-oriented kasi kung papansin mo, they're just waiting for this turtle and taking it uncontested.
Kasi alam nila na hindi nila kaya sa teamfight More on splash damage kasi yung NRX Amazon. Plus, meron pang yun yung overturn na yes, yun yung overturn na magva-vacuum kapag sa mga teamfight nila. Pero kasi, si Insane, yung napapunish dito. So, yung isang investment ng NRX Amazon, medyo nalulugi.
Pero I still not wanting to count out Aguila kasi meron pa rin naman silang comeback potentials dito if they manage to scale as the game progresses kasi medyo mid to late game phases yung naging composition nila dito and they're starting to breach yung ating top side na nakikita natin na hindi gaanong nabigyan napansin ng NRX basically because they wanted to go on fights dun sa ating middle and getting the objectives.
And now, 8 minutes mark into our game clock, ladies and gentlemen. We have here an 8-7 score and talagang napakapantay naman din talaga, Miss Xeaora. Oh, no!
Uy! Speaking of that, mga girls, still taking one pick off here only to be traded by the Lunox and will be having a 1-1 trade. So, this is still an even ground here. So, hindi na hinahayaan ng Agila to further go in deep ang ating NRX sa kanilang side.
And now, nakikita natin mga kaibigan, the Agila FE are slowly but surely gaining their momentum dito sa ating game number 2. Even though, ganda nung starting nung NRX Amazon, pero pagdating ng mid-game kasi, dyan na mag-online si Lunox, o-online na rin yung damage ng Feather Airstrike ni Claire, which is the Farsa, same as the Khalid. Yes, Khalid, hindi siya XP laner, so hindi siya masyadong asahan sa damage output, pero grabe naman yung mga pangboboset niya ng Agila FE.
Speaking of burst, we do see that Taro already has the lightning truncheon up on his sleeve, so pwedeng magkaroon ng burst damage dyan. Pero titingnan natin yung position niya, nandun siya sa may top, so medyo malayo siya sa kanyang mga comrades with Paquito here already seeing it outside. Pero look at that damage though, still manages to give that ample amount dito against Shady Meow, and the others basically is just holding ground sa mid bago sila mag-regroup.
And the Lord is now up, Miss Xeaora, and yes, medyo natitempt na yung mga teams natin na kunin to kasi alam ng NRX Amazon na kaya nila. And same as Agila FE, alam din nila sa sarili nila na kaya nila i-contest. So, I think mag-aantay muna sila ng Luminous Lord or kukuha mo na ng pick-off and then bago sila kumuha ng ating Lord. And possibly, map vision na rin.
Ayan, and nakita ko lang sa ating stream, for Roy Soliman, go Agila daw, and sent some stars. Ayan, maraming salamat po. And going back here dito sa ating game, both sides starting to go in a passive state, just scaling and getting resources para sa kanila. Kasi at this point, like what you said, alam ng both sides of the team na kaya nilang mag-contest with this Lord, just waiting for that 12-minute mark, and at the same time, kaya din nilang mag-pick off and engage in skirmish fights. It's just that them being cautious enough, wala pang ganong pick-offs or gaps na nagaganap. But looking at this, though, Asteria Cutie, and to be ejected by Ison na here, manages to take down Rozu. So wala sila pang slow dito para sa ating Agila here, and can go for another batch here as Insane sees Mai, but Mai successfully goes into that turret.
And eto na yung inaantay natin na makaka-pick off yung isang kahit sinong team, and now naka-pick off yung NRX Amazon. So, they have the advantage to get the Lord, and walang contest ang Agila FE dito kasi alam nila na kapag kinontest lang nila to, mabibigyan na sila. Pero sabi nila, okay, it's better to risk it nga daw naman, Miss Xeaora.
Oh, risky, wiggy. Nakita natin dito si Granger actually taking them down to be traded as well with the Khalid. And so this is basically an interesting feat kasi sabi mo nga risk, and both of them are starting to do it now with Rozu having that Oracle. This could be a sturdier feat with the Lord marching in towards the top side. I think for the side of NRX, pwede nilang i-pinch in. And speaking of pinch in, they managed to shut down the Lunox here na talagang nakita natin being a threat to NRX. So they are starting to breach off yung ating middle side with the Lord as well on the top. So basically map control na ang pwedeng makuha ng NRX dito.
Map control indeed, and now pumapwesto na sila dito sa ating bandang itaas. Oh, yun yung overturn natin Xeaora.
Yeah, yun nga overturn, pero walang follow-up as well. And see here, they focused on taking the turret first before engaging into a fight kasi you would want that safe haven coming in from NRX. So, pwede nilang mabawi ito and starting to see ang Agila into a pinch position. So, maganda yung nagiging execution ng yung overturn ng ating Kagura here. And Paquito as well, taking the Khalid down dito. Again, not preventing Paquito from actually taking down this bottom turret.
Kaso sayang, they need the Khalid as of this moment. Kaso wala. So, Ash needs to go into our bot lane. Pero kasi, ang magbibuild nito, yung position sa may itaas. yung jungle ng Agila F8 na-invade na talaga or kinokontrol na ng NRX Amon dahil sa pagkapatay
Again! Take two right here, ejected, and with a lot of crowd control, they get Rozu once again. So nakikita nyo, di ba, si Rozu dito ang nagiging target ng ating NRX kasi siya yung, bukod sa siya yung squishy, yan talagang viable sa kanila para they can give an amount of space para sa kanila to get more fights. And speaking of getting more fights, cornered here by Yi here, finally Pakito gets another kill. And so with these outnumbers that NRX is trying to do, they're slowly pinning down the members of Agila.
Oo, Ate Seiya. And now, approaching 14 minutes mark tayo. Ladies and gentlemen, yung team ng NRX and same as the Agila FE. Tama nga ba na loading game lang yon? Well, na-prove naman nila na loading game kasi talagang na-shutdown nila nung early game pa lang yung team ng Agila FE dito. And now, yes, kaya pang i-defend ng Agila FE pero kasi low on health na yung inhibitor turret nila sa may itaas. So, easy na lang to for the NRX Amazon to gain a inhibitor turret or para mabuksan na yung top inhibitor turret ng Agila FE.
Kumbaga sa ating game number 1, mukhang nagkapalit sila ng position dito with Agila having a slightly squishier composition. Doon naman, umibabaw ngayon ang NRX. But, again, not wanting to discredit the comeback potentials na ating Agila, I think they just need to basically pick off 1 or 2 members bago talaga sila mag-fully commit into a team fight. Kasi yun yung essential eh. And I think Rozu here, being the targeted one, I think mas better talaga siya into the backlines for now. Kasi wala, yun nga, dahil walang engagements na nagaganap at siya yung nagiging priority.
And yes, kasi sabi ni Honeyglazee kanina, meron daw I mean, si Kapitan Justin, yung ating analyst kanina, merong ceiling yung Granger, no? Pero ngayon, parang pinakita ni Akicha, okay, hindi lang 8 minutes mark or 10 minutes mark yung ceiling ni Granger. Kayang-kaya niya umabot at least, I mean, 15 minutes mark na siya yung nagdo-dominate dito. Pero kasi hindi naman to magdo-dominate without the help of the Esmeralda and same as the setups coming in from Asteria Cutie. And Meow as well.
And speaking, and it's just basically giving some ample amount of space sa kanilang carry dito, and this is actually pretty good kasi it's working in towards their favor. So ayan na, nag-respond na ating Lord for the taking as well, and mukha sinsolo dito ni Shady Meow. But again, looking at the positions of Agila here, they're starting to go and march in, pero makikita sila, makasalubong sila ni Akicha and company, but still manages to disengage kasi ayaw nilang ma-pick off ng maaga dito kasi lalo lang mabibreach yung kanilang base here.
And now, ang ganda ng positioning ng NRX Amazon into Overlord. Si Pakito, mag-isa niyang sinisimulan to. But, nakikita natin si Ash has some damage na. So, kaya-kaya na lang dito pumalag. And I think they need the Scaled right here, ladies and gentlemen, to help them para ma-invade or potentially ma-steal etong Lord. Pero, aabot ba sila, Bisaya?
Mukhang ibibigay nila yung Lord only to reply it with a response. Looks like they're going to attempt it instead. Kaso hiwalay sila dito ha. Take note, Iso na here. Ejected once again, Ash cornering it into a crowd control position. But Pakito as well with the knockups here. So far wala pang casualties. But speaking of feathered airstrike na cancel. And we are going to see here another close fight here as Esmeralda will be taking down the Farsa with the shutdown coming in from the Roger. So napakapula ng health ng ating Agila dito. But still fighting through as they will be having a double kill with the knockup as well. Lunox for the taking and the trades are happening with the Roger though still taking another kill with that fortifier and manages to ace away, stealing that potential fight coming in na dapat mapupunta kay NRX pero na-counter out ng ating Agila.
Oh my G, Ate Seiya, makakakuha sila ng inhibitor turret dito pero hindi. Alam nila mabubuhay si Iso na and I think isang member pa ng NRX sa Amazon kasi nga pala 20 minutes pa yung matagal na cooldown ng buhay dito. But in that team fight ni Seiya, now the Agila FE has a Lord and wow, grabe yung team fight niya. Nakita natin on how the team fight works, no?
Yes.
Gusto nilang i-turn down agad si Ashe pero hindi eh. Talagang the mobility of Rafaela is there para makaalis agad siya. And samahan pa ng Lycan Pounce, magiging invulnerable siya for a second. And that's it. Hindi siya tinatamaan.
Yun na sana yung opportunity nila na talagang i-priority si Rozu muna bago si Ash. Kasi like, understandable naman talaga na si Roger yung una. Kasi yun yung talagang isa din sa threat bukod kay Lunox. And with that, they manages to basically play it out the way they want it to. So, napunta sa kanila yung Lord. Hindi man sila nakakuha ng inhibitor, but at the same time, it's good enough for them to at least balance out yung mga loss na nakuha nila from the earlier seconds ng ating game. So, ngayon, kita mo, medyo lumalamang na din sila in terms of gold and they're starting to breach out once again dito sa ating inhibitor turrets into the middle side, only trying to pin down the members of NRX.
Pero yung Agila FE, they know na hindi nila kayang pasukin ito. So, they are now getting, what can they get? So, meron pang Tier 2 outer inner turret yung NRX Amazon. So, yun na lang muna yung kinuha nila so far. Pero, ang kaganda kasi dito, ang lakas sa bushing, sa bush control ng Agila FE dito. And now, nakuha na nila to and kailangan na bantayan ng NRX Amazon to, Miss Seiya.
Oo, totoo. And the thing is, maganda na yung naging momentum nating NRX, but with that essential big team fight na nangyari dun sa ating Lord side, no, na patumba or na balanse ng ating Agila ang pangyayaring ito. So, I think the comeback potential nga is there, but I think NRX just really need to secure yung nagiging threat sa kanila. Basically, ginagawa nila from the early minutes ng game. Just take down the Rafaela first, si Rozu, tapos sa nila sunod-sunod din. Kasi I think at this point talagang numbers matter na hindi na nila kayang i-afford maghiwalay dito. Kasi, with the burst damage that Agila has here, it's quite difficult to engage in skirmish fights.
And ngayon, ladies and gentlemen, pa 20 minutes mark na tayo in 100 seconds before the Lord responds. And Ash, they know, and the rest of the members of the Agila FE, they know na hindi nila pwedeng ibigay or hindi sila pwedeng magbigay ng at least one member from their side. Kasi, eto na yung timer ng Lord, nagsisimula na and 80 seconds na lang before yung ating level 3 Lord mag-respond. So, kailangan ba, wala nang mali dito at Seiya kasi do or die na to ng NRX Amazon.
Oo, totoo. Kasi, yun nga, nakikita natin na it's starting to shake And we do see here most of our members really locking up the items that they have essentially for that burst damage. Pero, NRX dito, I think they could still work out with the Kagura and the Jawhead combination na ginagawa nila kanina sa early games natin. So, kailangan na talaga nila secure. Ejected si Shady Meow dito, but not the best target that you would want to eject since si Rozu ang mas viable para naman madali ang pag-pick off. At the same time here, Taro just taking the minions from the bottom side para nga naman hindi sila potential backdoor.
Yes, and ang ganda ng positioning lang ng Agila FE dito, no? They know na kailangan nila alagaan si Lunox. And si Lunox naman, he has a brilliance or she has a brilliance. So, kapag nag-light orb si Lunox dito, pwede siyang makatakas against a Pakito. Pero ang dilemma lang talaga ng Agila FE, si Pakito si Shady Meow.
Oo. And the thing here is, both of them are going in a passive state trying to corner out members. So, Izuna here, slightly being aggressive, pero napakasakit na nga, sa gaya na sabi mo, ni Taro dito. So, they just need to find that right footing para sa side ng NRX to potentially win this round. Kasi, nakita natin, paunti-unti na talagang sumasakit si Lunox dito as well as the Roger. So, they cannot afford any more casualties. And speaking of casualties, right here, Jawhead tries to go again once again. Rejected Rozu here. Makakapoy pa siya at least with a slimmer of health. Pero mukhang pipiliin na lang niya si Farsa dito and as well as Shady Meow here trying to get Mai, but Mai successfully goes back. And speaking of casualties here, it worked out for NRX, but they would want to go for more.
Masyadong lumalim, and yung Cyclone ay nakatulong pa for Izuna to grab si Claire dito, si Rozu kanina, and si Claire ang nabigyan kasi kailangan na nilang i-risk yun. Kasi kung hindi, talagang mapipick off pa yung Rozu and wala na silang tank. Ayun, Miss Seiya, I think sabi nila dito, okay, kahit kulang kami, mag-initiate kami.
The ultimate fight is here as Lunox will be starting it off, taking down Asteria. Cute wala silang Burge ngayon. And look at this, burst damage coming in from Aguila right now, cornering out out and tracing Isuna successfully taking them down. Nabaliktad muli at this is actually good place coming in from Aguila and a free Lord take dahil with only 2 members alive for NXR, they cannot afford to contest this.
Oo, akala natin kung walang Farsa, walang damager for the Aguila FE. Pero sabi dito ng Aguila FE, okay lang kasi meron naman kaming Lunox na kaya mag-burst ng tanky hero. Looking at this one.
Speaking of, mukhang na-shutdown pa rin nilang Lunox dito, but it's not going to stop them here as Rozu is going to be taken down, but only Demetarty to be procced out. Mabubuhay siya muli sa ating mapa. Si Roger dito as well, actually taking his time to go for some onslaughts here against NRX. So, only Akit siya alive and ma-defend niya kaya to with the Lord coming in to breach out the middle side.
Ito na nga, Miss Seiya. This might be it, ladies and gentlemen.
Ayan na, the Lord going in with only the base in their steed. We do see Feathered Airstrike here, but it's not going to pull off as this is going to be a sweep for Aguila.
Aguila FE with a comeback Israel. Ang mahilig na sabihin ni Miss Honeyglazee natin dito mga kaibigan. But still, that is a GGWP for both of the teams. NRX Amazon, sadly to say, magpapaalam na po sila dito sa ating tournament. And for the Aguila FE naman, congratulations! What a talagang nakakagulat, no, Miss Lydia?
Oo, totoo. Pero still, GGWP to NRX, it was actually a good fight. You guys had the strong start, but you know what? It's still Aguila taking in for that game. But you know what? We have a lot of insights coming in for our resident analyst, Honeyglazee with a double E. It's your turn now.
Thank you guys, Seiya and Tofu. Again, that was such an overwhelming game number 2 between the series of Aguila Esports FE and NRX Amazons. Again, nakakapanlumo na nabuo na nila yung momentum nila throughout the early phases of the game. Pero let us all focus on what the teams did right in this kind of game. Nakita natin yung early game potential dito ng NRX. Sobrang methodical in which they know who to pick off first. In the certain setups na binibigay dito ni Asteria Cutie with the yin yang overturn, especially dito with the flicker ins and the unstoppable force, the ejector given by Isuna para syempre may sure pick off sila onto the side of Aguila Esports FE. We all saw and witnessed how they gained the momentum, and throughout that momentum nakita natin yung winning conditions na ay pumapabor halos sa NRX Amazons. Pero ano nga ba ang nangyari kung bakit nagkaroon ng pagbabaligtad ng mga lamesa dito for the side of NRX? We saw earlier Ash with those sure kills. Para siya kabayo na nakafocus lang sa isang direction na nakita niya yung opportunity to pick off Insane, pick off Asteria Cutie in one single combat na nakita natin na when it comes to Insane, nandoon yung pang-bait out niya ng mga utilities from the side of Aguila Esports FE. There goes the Falling Starman and also the Yin Yang Overturn na once na nagamit na kagad ni Asteria Cutie yung Yin Yang Overturn up against the rest of the members of Aguila Esports FE na hindi kumukuha ng Lord, na hindi nagpo-focus doon sa damage output given by the Paquito, especially the Johead. Doon na pumasok si Claire or even Taro na hindi nga nabibigyan na masyadong madaming attention ng NRX Amazons. And there we have Taro gaining a lot of momentum, gaining a lot of opportunity given na nung natira na lang sila ni Ash, they got their opportunity to pick off any kind of member. That was a wipeout. First clash nila doon sa Lord. Nakita natin kung paano naging dominante dito si Ash together with Taro, single in a duo combo setup up against NRX na wipe out nila agad ang NRX Amazon, since nakita nga natin na nakafocus na si Ash on picking off Asteria Cutie, picking off Insane, and Akicha going into the backlines. Kahit na wala si Claire, they have the advantage of the Lunox. They have the Chaos Assault, and they also have Rosso here to give off sustainability. And Maya naman ang nakapagbigay din ng sustain when it comes to the frontliners given by NRX Amazons. We saw the potential of NRX Amazons early phases of the game. Since nakita natin na may pang-pick off sila eh. They have here may pang minus one sila na hero rather. They have Isuna with the Johead, the Yin Yang Overturn naman dito combined with the Shady Meow with the use of the Paquito knockout strikes with the knockups, and that was almost it for the side of Aguila Esports FE. Pero another clash happened into the second Lord and into the second Luminous Lord for Aguila Esports FE. They know the methodological na ginagamit dito ng NRX Amazons when it comes to the clashes. Yung napipick off nila, nakikita nila kung paano ba gumalaw dito si Asteria QT, and hindi siya gaano naging Gucci-licious doon sa mga tournament, sa mga clashes na yon when it comes to the Lord pick. Nahihirapan din si Akicha dito to get the certain positionings up against the Lord. Hindi tuloy nila na scale off yon, hindi tuloy nila na steal with the retribution. Kaya naman, that is a GG well played, 2-0 clean sweep for the side of Aguila Esports FE. That will be it for our post-game analysis. So, congratulations once again to Aguila Esports FE getting another slot into the game, into our tournament here in Liga Adarna Season 3. Kaya naman, back to you, casters, Tofu, and Xea.
Thank you so much, Honeyglazee, for that post-match analysis. What a game indeed talaga for the Aguila FE. Pero still, it is what it is, mga kaibigan. And before we throw into a short break, gusto na namin i-acknowledge ang aming mga partners in making Liga Adarna possible. Liga Adarna Season 3 Woman Rising is co-presented by Smart Communications Incorporated, the Philippines' leading wireless provider, and it is powered by E-Playment Entertainment.
Ayan, and of course, the best types of wins in life are meant to be shared and experienced together with friends. With Smart Double Giga Games, subscribers get 2 gigabytes of games every day for Wild Rift, Call of Duty Mobile, Mobile Legends, and of course FB Gaming. They can double up on building their skills for good games and good times with friends. And that's a double GG with Smart Double Giga Games. And of course, subscribers can register by downloading the Giga Life app or dialing *123# and choosing a double giga. So, magbabalik muli kami sa pangatlong match up for this day. But for now, this is Xea, and with Tofu, we will be right back.